Dortmund won, Freiburg won. Another frustrating defeat, another frustrating video that I have to film. Thankfully, I did not watch the match. Thankfully, wasn't really doing the live reaction. Otherwise, you would have seen a different version of myself. But it was only just yesterday, I believe, or Friday, when I recorded the reaction following the 2-2 against Bodo Glimt. My mood is subdued. I think pressing issues continue to persist in Dortmund. I saw an interesting comment on Reddit that Dortmund's mentality is not down to, or lack of mentality rather, is not down to them winning, but down to them scoring goals. And I don't know if I agree, I don't know if I disagree. A lot of missed chances, and I can only really repeat what I've iterated the previous 2 or 3 videos, is that Dortmund's sort of whole contingency, their whole sort of system, their whole identity seems to be lethargic and lackluster. And I truly question now at this point whether Niko Kovac has lost the plot or not. I know this is quick for me to say, but you can't go from, Bodo Glimt 2-2 to a 1-1 in Freiburg. Understandable with 10 men, but what are the substitutions? Why do you bring on Karim Adeyemi so late? Why do you sort of change from a Pascal Gross for Fabio Silva in the 65th minute when essentially there's still 2/3 of the match to be played? So, I am kind of taking advantage of my armchair manager or armchair fan perspective. I'm not denying that. But nonetheless, it's worrying because now at this point, am questioning if Dortmund have the mental fortitude to even finish in the top 2 or 3. Like, at this point, how many games do we have to continue to lose or draw for this to be of serious or great importance, where the alarm bells will start to go off? But as well as Dortmund had played and as good as the results had looked on paper, there was always some belief in the air, some sense that Dortmund were going to falter, just because they hadn't really looked convincing sort of throughout the latter stages of the match, the latter stages of the game. They didn't close down leads. They were always susceptible to the late goal. And so, again, we find ourselves in the same position with the same or similar verdict, that we might be calling for a managerial switch. We need to win the next game. Then we go into a much needed winter break where hopefully things will change, identity, plans, everything will shift. And Nico Schlotterbeck, it's funny because after the rant on Wednesday, to put up a performance like this against Freiburg is poor and is a terrible show for Dortmund. He will leave us, as will Guirassy, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's not good stuff, and Dortmund continue to spiral into a negative and pessimistic trend, and this has been a reoccurring theme. It really has been. So there's not much for me to say, in the sense that Dortmund are known for choking. They are known for just being second best on the day, and you can sort of put that under their slogan, put that under their icon. We are second best on the day, and that perfectly encapsulates what Dortmund are made of. And until there are not structural changes, not only within the managerial side of things and not only within the board, but also the players, I don't expect Dortmund's future to look any different than finishing second or third in the Bundesliga, reaching the round of 16 or quarterfinals. And I understand that I'm quick to sort of jump to conclusions with coaches, but again, when Niko Kovac gives the press conferences and he sort of portrays a very illustrious and convincing coach, you expect to see change. And that change hasn't occurred since Dortmund lost to Man City or even Leverkusen, right? So, a lot to be unpacked, and it's just disappointing. But I've learned as a football fan not to devote too many emotions, time, and attention and energy towards outcomes that I cannot control myself. So that's why it's always good to approach any result, particularly a loss or a draw or something that didn't go the way you expected it to go, with sort of caution. And that's why I urge anyone watching this video, just at the end of the day, it's a football game. It's utterly disappointing, of course, and I will always stay loyal to my football team, but don't get emotionally attached or too emotionally attached into this matter. All right, speak to you after. Perhaps I'll do a midweek video. If not, I will do one after the next Bundesliga match, which is against Mainz or Union Berlin. Anyway, we need 3 points.